Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will discuss how to use does in English grammar. Whether you are forming questions, creating negative sentences or emphasizing actions, does is a key player in making your sentences clear and effective. Stick around because by the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of how to use does correctly and confidently. Let's get started. In English grammar, does is an auxiliary verb used primarily in the present simple tense to form questions and negative sentences for third person singular subjects, that is, he, she, it. It also helps emphasize actions. Understanding how to use does correctly is important for clear and effective communication. Now we will discuss how to form questions with does. Does is used to form questions in present simple tense for third person singular subjects. Placing does at the beginning of a sentence signals that the speaker is inquiring about an action or event. Does indicates that the question pertains to a habitual action or a general truth. Structure of sentence: does plus subject, that is he, she, it, plus base form of the verb plus object or rest of the sentence. The important thing is that the main verb remains in its base form because does already marks the present tense for the third person singular subject. For example, she likes apples. Interrogative form of this sentence is, does she like apples? Breakdown of the question form. Start with does. Does signals a question about a third person singular subject in the present tense. After that, add the subject she. Use the base form of the verb like instead of likes because does carries the tense, and at the end question mark. How we answer the question? For affirmative answer, yes, she does. Yes confirms the action. She does repeats the subject and auxiliary verb for emphasis. And to answer this question in negative sense, no, she doesn't. No negates the action. She doesn't combine the subject with does not to indicate the negation. Here is the present questions and answers. He plays soccer. Does he play soccer? Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. It rains a lot here. Does it rain a lot here? Yes, it does, or no, it doesn't. She knows the answer. Does she know the answer? Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. How to form negative sentences with does? Does not or doesn't is used to negate an action in the present simple tense for third person singular subjects. It makes it clear that the action does not happen. Negating an action provides clarity about what is not occurring. The structure for negative sentence is subject, that is he, she, it, plus does not plus base form of the verb. The main verb stays in its base form because does already indicates the present tense for the third person singular subject. For example, she likes apple. She does not like apples, or she doesn't like apples. Start with the subject she. After that, add does not or doesn't and use the base form of the verb like instead of likes because does carries the tense. Why this structure works? For clarity, does not or doesn't clearly indicate that action does not occur. Keeping the main verb in its base form maintains grammatical simplicity and avoid redundancy since does already marks the present tense. These are some sentences for practice. For example, he plays soccer. he does not play soccer or he doesn't play soccer. It rains a lot here. It does not rain a lot here or it doesn't rain a lot here. She knows the answer. She does not know the answer or she doesn't know the answer. Does is also used for emphasizing actions. Using does for emphasis highlights the certainty or intensity of the action. It stresses the action, often in response to doubt or to reinforce that the action indeed occurs. The structure for this type of sentences is subject plus does plus base form of the verb. Does is placed before the base form of the verb to add emphasis. For example, she likes apples. She does like apples. And to make this sentence, we start with the subject, that is she. After that, we will add does and use the base form of the verb like. We use like instead of likes because does carries the tense. This type of sentence is used for certainty, intensity, and clarity. Using does before the base form of the verb asserts that the action certainly happens. It also adds intensity and emphasis, making the statement stronger and more forceful. The structure is clear, making it easy for listener or reader to understand the emphasis being placed on the action. For example, he plays soccer. He does play soccer. It rains a lot here. It does rain a lot here. She knows the answer. She does know the answer. To conclude, we can say that does in English grammar is essential for forming questions, making negative sentences, and emphasizing actions for third person singular subjects. By following the structures provided and practicing regularly, you can enhance your communication skills and ensure clarity and precision in your sentences. And that's the wrap on today's lesson about using does in English grammar. We have covered how to form questions, create negative sentences, and emphasize actions effectively. I hope you found this video helpful and that it clears up any confusion you might have had about using does. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. And if you have any questions on the topics you'd like me to cover, leave a comment down below. I love hearing from you. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Keep practicing and happy learning. Thank you.